Okay. All right, everyone. So thank you so much for joining us today to learn more about this opportunity in Tawasin. I really think that this is where you're going to find the best return on your investment if you're looking for a cash flowing property in the Lower Mainland. And today I've invited some of my team members at the brokerage to just basically share with you information on rents that you can expect in the area for both short-term and long-term rentals. And also give you an opportunity basically to just ask any questions that you have about owning a leasehold property and any details that come with that. So feel free to to type in your questions into the chat box. I'll be monitoring it closely as we go through this, and we'll make sure that all your questions are answered. So let me allow me to share with you the screen that I have here today. So this is basically if you guys can see my screen, this is the sales package that I got from the sales center, West Coast Estates. It's located at 4789 Blue Heron Way in Tsawwassen. These are modern type of style townhomes, so flat roofs. There's going to be concrete tile on the exterior, so they're very waterproof for our West Coast weather. As you can see, there's going to be a number of townhomes that are going to be situated across from a brand new park that is being built in the community. So it's a great feature for anyone who's looking to rent this as a vacation rental or for families who are looking to move in. Like I said, there's a lot of actually employment that is available in the area. If you're looking at this as a long-term rental, there's Amazon is opening a lot of warehouses in the area. There's also employment from BC Ferries, and there's also Tsawwassen Mills right across the Tsawwassen Mills Shopping Center right across the way. So just to give you an idea of the price breakdowns and the differences for different units available. So we have row houses, which basically differ. They're going to be situated right over here on the back part of the lot. They come with detached garages, and there's just 4 units per building for row houses and no strata fees. So basically the only thing that these owners will have to worry about and cooperate on is the occasional, maybe repainting or replacing of the roof, which they can do basically on their own. Or strata can help coordinate that. Again, that depends on what the owners want. The row houses also feel a lot more spacious because they are duplex style homes. Especially if you buy the corner units, you're not going to have too many neighbors, and they're going to have a lot more space, both in the front yard and the backyard. This is kind of overview that this is actually a master planned community. There is going to be a big recreation center going in with a basketball court and an elementary school, basically everything that you need to live and work in the area. This is kind of a brief overview again of the layouts that are available for townhomes. As you can see, there are 3 level with a tandem garage. Very popular layout. Shoot, these days, sorry, just clicked in the wrong place. Okay, there you go. And this is the second layout, so a little bit more spacious for townhouse type 2. And then of course, also the 2 types of layouts for row house. The more spacious ones, the 1800 square foot ones are located on the exterior. So they're the corner units. And then the 1700 square ones are the inside units. As you can see, these are some of the features. But it really, yesterday when we were out there with Natalia, or was it Wednesday when we were out there with Natalia viewing the pre-sale center, what I think really impressed me is that I go to a lot of pre-sale centers here on the west side of Vancouver, and I saw the exact same finishes as I see in $2 million homes in this townhome development. So that really impressed me. They're not really skimping out on quality. You can see the same type of hardwood. They're not hardwood, they're laminate floors, but they have all the same looks and finishes that people are paying $2 million for. And then here you're getting it for basically half the price. So I think it's a great deal, great opportunity. And I just wanted to see if you, um, I just wanted to share with you some of the experiences that Natalia and Arian have had in owning in this community already. As I've mentioned, we've already had some people who purchased units in this community and just share their experiences in renting out the units. Okay,
Okay.
so Arian, I understand that you've personally invested into this community. Can you tell me how many units you currently own and what size of those units?
Thank you, Alina. So, I own 3 units in the Paragon community, which is just opposite the Tuasan Mall.
Mm-hmm,
Um, all of the units are around 500 to 600 square feet,
mm-hmm,
uh, 1 bedroom and 1 bedroom den.
mm-hmm,
So, initially, I invested, there was an upfront cost of getting in the furniture, which costed 7 to 8 thousand.
mm-hmm.
But it was a good quality furniture, so that there is at least no issues for next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And once that's done, I set up cleaners in
Mm-hmm,
that area. I've been acquainted with a lot of cleaners in that area who are quite good with the service, and they are reliable, and they can quickly revert back and come and clean the apartments. So how the model works here is, I lease the units on $125 or $130 per night,
mm-hmm.
making a profit of 1500 to $2,000 per month after my mortgage.
After you mortgage your Wi-Fi, your heating expenses, and everything else. Is that, and as you mentioned, the cleaning fee is actually, this is something that some people ask me, is paid for by people who are renting the Airbnb, right? So it's a
Yes,
separate charge than the nightly charge that you have. And what about insurance?
insurance is, I would say, 100 and that's around $60 per month. So
Okay.
even after deduction of the expenses like utilities, heating might be more during winter,
Hmm.
but there is a good positive cash flow comparatively than a long-term rental.
Yeah. And these
So
are these are just one bedroom units. So you're getting
yes,
125, 125 a night for one bedroom units. How much do you think you can rent out these townhomes would rent out for per night?
these townhomes per night would be ranging from 250 to $350. During
Yeah.
summer season could be 350. West Coast Estates has their water park
Hmm.
just across this development, and there is a lot of incoming traffic coming from Victoria and the
Hmm.
island, because there's
Yeah.
nothing to do on the island. So there are a lot of visitors coming in who spend weeks just at the water park, and they need a place to stay, like big families of around
Hmm.
6 to 7 people. So these
Yeah.
townhomes are perfect for renting out on Airbnb during the summer season.
Hmm.
350 per night goes around, um, that's 10,500 per month for,
Yeah.
for for the summer months. And
Yeah.
even after all the expenses, there would be a good profit of five to $6,000. So that's a
Yeah.
very good positive cash flow.
Hmm. I understand. And what about the vacancy rate? That's another question that people often ask about Airbnb. Like, what percentage of it do you expect to remain vacant during the summer months?
Uh, as of now, what I'm seeing and experiencing, there is an occupancy rate of 80 to 85%. That means
Mhm,
only a few percentage of the time the unit remains vacant. And there are strategies which I have looked to minimize this loss of
mhm,
vacancy, is to switch the pricing to low. by this the unit at least gets it's not vacant and there is a break even. So that's how you can strategize and get a good price.
Mm-hmm.
While during winter months, yes, there are a lot of there is less traffic coming in into that area. There are people who switch and look for long-term rentals also, like even 4 months they come and look for 3 4 months. So you can get in touch with those people and you can lease it there. I personally have people who have leased it for 3 months also.
Mm-hmm.
So there are people and there are opportunities which come through Airbnb all the time.
Okay, perfect. Another question is, do you see much of a drop in the number of days that you can fill in the winter time? Does the vacancy rate go up?
I would say vacancy rate could go up. There can be a risk to that.
Hmm.
The only way to mitigate that would be either getting the rate at a break even, where there are more days booked by the guest and you make a certain profit above the break even, uh, or you can just look at leasing it through a different platform other than Airbnb for
Yeah.
3 to 4 months.
Hmm.
But if you look at a yearly average, the summer and the winter months, if you calculate, there is still more money made than other than the long-term rental.
Okay, perfect. And Natalia, I know that you have another great option too is to rent them out as just furnished rentals, right? For those people who don't want to deal with the hassle of, Airbnb, maybe a lot of turnover, a lot of people moving in and out. Natalia, what do you think that these units could rent out for as just furnished townhomes?
Yeah, there's a mall nearby, so people from the mall that works there can stay there. And basically, usually winter time, a lot of people come from Ontario, from Quebec, from any province where the colder weather.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have regulars that come, especially before pandemics, every winter for a few months. That's
Yeah.
they snowbirds, not to down south, but to Vancouver. So
Well, yeah,
such
especially
type
during a
of
pandemic. And especially during pandemic, you can't cross the border necessarily. You can't travel outside of the country. So we've seen a lot of pickup from in the local tourism, I would say, right?
yes. Also, vacancy can play with by the way of length of stay
Mhm.
and to minimize this that way. So
Yeah.
I can do that effectively, managing accounts for people
Yeah.
so that we can play with too and quality of tenants. Yeah.
Right. So what do you think is a reasonable rate to expect if you wanted to rent it out on a long-term basis?
Yeah, so for the monthly, you think it's also all depends, right? So
Yeah.
for one bedroom units, it could be anything from 18 to 2,500 a month for the
For,
really long term for locals.
for about 3 bedrooms.
For 3 bedrooms, it's I would say even similar rates like in downtown, right? Because it's a seaside. So
Yeah.
people that retiring coming here to look for place to buy, all
Yeah.
these kind of clients will show up. Yeah, Ariane, what do you think about that?
For townhomes, I would say 3,500, 3,000 to $3,500, could be
Yeah.
even more, depending on the type of furniture and features you add in the unit.
Yeah.
Since we have Amazon and we have the malls coming up, there is a lot of corporate executives coming in that area. So if an investor plans to design the property and put in high-end furniture,
Yeah.
110% there will be good returns.
Hmm.
What
Okay.
I
Perfect.
learned, yeah, what I learned over the years with furnished rentals, the
Yeah.
best idea not to go in mind, oh, I only rent it daily, or I only
Yeah.
rent monthly, or only rent for a year, but to switch in between, go with the flow. And
Yeah.
that type of approach usually makes the best returns for the
Yeah.
units.
Yeah.